Hello, 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 hello. Let's do some yin yoga, everybody. I'm just going to make sure everything's streaming properly. There we are. Okay, pardon me for making an adjustment while things are filming already, but I see you can't entirely see the level too. Okay, make sure that your blocks are nearby because we are going to use those shortly. So you might want them forward in front of you for a forward fold that's coming your way. And we're just going to get started from standing. Yay! So take a moment here, start to really ground through your feet. Find some pressure from the heel of your foot towards the floor, the ball of your foot under your big toe, and also under your pinky toe. And then start to ground through your feet so you can start to squeeze your glutes. Even a little external rotation of your thighs is going to help you gently squeeze the glutes and tuck your pelvis under. And then roll your shoulders down and back, all 5 fingers touching each other. Check out once you're long and in that line where the weight is. Is the weight forward in your toes? Are you leaning back at all? Just work to create your best stack. Chest is lifted in a proud power pose as we gently decompress shoulders. Chin is neutral to the chest and parallel to the floor. And already you can start to find one spot to relax your eyes or simply close them as you begin to tune into your breath. Noticing how you're feeling today, where you're feeling today. Are there any spots that feel really tired or tense? And no need to do anything about it, just simply noticing how you're feeling so that when we close out practice, you can check in with yourself again and see if there's been any changes. If you want to set an intention for today's practice, anytime is a great time to do so. I like to start at the beginning of practice though, focusing on a positive affirmation, especially as your mind starts to wander or work, life, whatever comes into your brain, tuning back into your breath can help you stay within the moment. So whether you're counting the length of your inhales or exhales, or focusing on positive affirmations like, there's no one better to be than myself. I am worth creating time for. I'm already enough. Today is going to be an amazing day. Awesome. On your next inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead. Stretch up, draw your belly in, and on your exhale, your knees can bend. Can you even come down with the flat back? So knees can bend, 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 bend. Belly can come towards thighs, and hands can release down towards the floor. So you've still got a mostly flat back right here. Chin still neutral to your chest. If you're feeling good today, start to relax your head and hairline towards the floor. And as you straighten your legs, gently shifting the weight forward towards your toes. If you don't want to hold onto your blocks today, but you do want to wrap your hands around your legs, or maybe grab hold of your opposite elbows, I want you to really focus on still having a sandwich between your upper and lower body, because that's what's going to help make your back feel good. If you are simply hinged forward with no support right here, it is a lot of stress onto your lower back. So bend your knees, bend your knees, bend your knees. Bring your belly to your thighs. Hands can be on the blocks. Remember, holding your elbows wrapped around. Or if this is still really challenging for you and you just can't get your belly to your thighs, like use the couch or something like that. Where can you start to just relax in the stretch so that you are painting your upper body down to your lower body? The great news is we're going to take one more full minute right here in just our forward. So keep trying to create some stillness on your inhales. Return to scanning your body. Notice how you feel. So one breath, 1 inch at a time, working your way from your head to your hips, to your heels. And you know yourself best where tension tends to creep back in for me. My shoulders like to come up towards my ears. That's my number one. Otherwise, I find that I am squeezing my glutes, creating more tension in my backside than I need to. So most of my inhales, I just notice if those things came back, and on my exhales, I work to create space. Remember that your breath is your guide. And if you find that you're holding your breath, that's not really an opportunity to create space. So move back in your stretch to where your breath flows and enjoy whatever that is. We're going to go for a little bit of a twist here. So your hand can come to your block, maybe it's on the high or low point. Let's go ahead and straighten the left leg, a bend in the right knee as you reach your right hand towards the sky. Remember, you can have the block on any height that you want. Maybe you're even stacking the blocks for a little bit of stability. So a little pressure still through that left heel, right knee is bent. Spine twist. And if this is hard for you with your legs really narrow, then please be kind to yourself. Open your legs up a little bit wider, and maybe then you straighten both of your legs. But with feet narrow, you can see how it feels to have one leg bent and the other leg straight. Just reaching in opposite directions and breathing. A couple more breaths here. You've got it. And if you start to feel stressed, because sometimes these asanas aren't always easy, come back to the idea of your positive affirmation. Today is going to be an amazing day, one breath at a time. And if you just focus on those long, slow, beautiful, deep breaths, before you know it, it's time to change. So let's do that right now. Exhale your right hand down towards the floor. You can straighten your right leg. You can move your blocks in front of your right leg, bending the left knee, and taking that twist up towards. Notice how the side feels without judgment or expectation, because each side of the body is different. Every day is different. So doing what feels right for your body today and being kind to yourself. And also, just a reminder, it's normal if you feel any sort of shaking, twitching, or trembling. Remember, you can ease back, take an extra breath when or if you need, but otherwise, focus on your stillness, focus your eyes. Last few breaths right here. On your next exhale, you can release your left hand down towards the floor. Heel toe your feet out wide, or maybe even mats width distance apart. Toes out, heels in, and slowly lower yourself down. We're coming into a squat. Now you can hang out here in your squat if you find that your heels aren't coming anywhere near the floor, or you just want to relax a little bit, because it's yin. Shift those blocks back, sit on your blocks, and we're still getting a delightful hip opener with an opportunity to even lift the chest. We've got just over a minute to go here. And hopefully you're starting to find that your breath is feeling a little bit more relaxed. Take your inhales and exhales for each a bit longer. And if you don't feel that way, what sort of change can you make in the shape you've put your body in to bring more relaxation to your breath into this moment. Beautiful. As you're ready, we're going to come down to the floor, hands, palms on the floor. Keep your blocks nearby, maybe towards the top of your mat. We're going to use them shortly, but for now, we've got some cat cow. So take any sorts of shimmies or shakes that your body wants or needs. Child's pose is going to be coming up next. If you try something in one direction, give yourself the opportunity to try it in another direction. There's no right or wrong. There's just free movement and breathing right here. So whether you're just arching and rounding your spine or you're taking those extra little shifts, you're still breathing as deeply as possible. Our first long hold of the day is coming up next. So feel free to open your knees a little bit wider if you want. You can keep your toes together, or you can keep your legs closed. Send your glutes back towards your heels. Walk your hands as far forward as you want to and relax your head down, whether your head's coming down to the floor or a block. And remember, you can take as generous of a bend in your elbows as you want or need. You don't have to reach your arms all the way forwards in child's pose. Maybe you even reach your arms all the way back and really enjoy the separation of your shoulder blades as your tips of your shoulders sink towards the floor. If you decide to reach your arms back and you even want to turn and twist your head to support your stretch, I'll let you know when we're halfway through so that you can turn and twist to the opposite side. So just find what feels good, where you can relax. And while we're here in child's pose with a gentle little inversion, head towards the floor, hips high. First time that we have a big opportunity to really breathe into the back side of the body. If you did decide to take a little bit of a twist in your neck, you can switch your head and face in the opposite direction for the second half of this child's pose. If you decided to bring your hands behind you towards your feet, we're going to gently start to drag fingers forward towards the top of the mat. And then we're going to slide towards the top of the mat. Your blocks should hopefully be there. We're going to bring our blocks back to the party and place them right underneath of the edges of our shoulders. So there's space for your upper body and your head, maybe your mouth or nose is even kissing down towards the mat towel. You can take a tuck of your chin to your chest, and you can have your blocks on the low edge. My blocks are really skinny, so they don't really necessarily give me that much of a lift on their low side. So I'm going to try out that high side just to, oops, earbud, just to lift your shoulders up. So we're helping to get a little bit more external rotation of the shoulders. We spend so much time at work letting the shoulders round forward, or maybe even while you're driving. So here's an opportunity to just get a supported locust, and your legs can be doing whatever feels good, just creating that stillness again. Big breaths. And if you found it was really challenging, you're still feeling a little uncomfortable getting your head to the floor, maybe you grab a towel or some socks just to place underneath of your forehead to help you feel supported if you're really tight in your upper back. Last few breaths here in this supported locust. And when you're ready, we're going to move these blocks away from under the shoulders. Keep your arms stretched back behind you. Turn one ear towards the mat for just a quick savasana on our bellies. Now you can let those shoulders, upper back round a little bit, shoulders coming towards the mat. Bigger stretch. Breathe into it. Come back to that scan of your body from head to toe. And just notice if you're creating any extra tension here. And where are you fully melting into the mat with each exhale? 1 minute to go, facing this direction with your head. And then making sure we get the same nice, even stretch and deep breaths on the other side on your inhale. Pick your head up, turn, face the opposite direction, arms still long behind you as you come into your on your belly savasana, opposite side. Fred, stop messing with that. Okay, while we're facing to the left, go ahead, extend your left arm long. Palm facing down to the side in line with your shoulder. And then look to the right. Bring your right hand palm close by your chest. You can tuck your toes under as you gently roll over onto your left side. Maybe you clamshell your legs. We're coming into broken wing here. Nice stretch again into those shoulders. So here for broken wing, your right hand can stay close by your chest. You can relax your forearm down towards the ground. Maybe that's a nice stretch into your back. Maybe you extend your right arm nice and long. While legs can stay stacked, you can also bring your right leg behind the left, clamshelling your legs open. Maybe even reaching your right arm behind you. I like to have a place for my right hand to really relax though. Oops. Someone forgot to bring the timer. It's me. All right, back to a nice long hold. We'll take 2 more minutes in this broken wing. Check out if your shoulders really creeped up towards your ears, and can you create a little bit of extra length through your spine? Make a quick adjustment if you want or need. And then back to your stillness, back to your drishti, your focus with your eyes and your breath. And perhaps even the focus on why you showed up today. What is your positive affirmation or intention? Awesome. Let's come out opposite the way we went in. So if you decided to clamshell or open your legs, bringing your legs together. If you made any adjustments with your right arm, like reaching it out or behind you, bring it back by your chest and carefully roll over onto your belly again. Now we'll extend the right arm long and bring the left arm close by the chest. And as you're ready, gently rolling over onto the right side. So again, you can keep your thighs stacked. You can keep your left hand where it is, or bring more of the left forearm towards the ground. Maybe you extend your left arm all the way long into a T. Find where the stretch feels best for your chest, for your back, and then that same option to clamshell your legs open. We've got just about 2 minutes to go here. So check out again if that big rounding came to your upper back, and if you can create a little bit more length in your spine, shoulders away from your ears, your lats, your big back muscles drawing down towards your hips. Excuse me. Gently working our way out, opposite the way we went in. If you clamshelled your legs open, bring your legs back together. If you made some adjustments with your left arm, bring your left hand back by your chest. Let's roll over onto our bellies. And this time, bring your right hand in. We're going to press ourselves up. Come back through tabletop. Walk your knees in. One more opportunity for some cat-cow. We just got some really big stretches into our upper back, but maybe you want to bring a little bit more love to the middle back or the low back. So just breathe it out. 1 minute of free movement before we get to roll over and come onto our knees. Well, it was almost a minute. I'll give you a little bit more time. You're worth it. Find those extra little bit of shakes. If you've only been doing something to one direction, give yourself the opportunity. Try it the other way. Red, you're being very rude. Very rude, my bird. My birdie buddy. Okay, now let's make our way to the glutes, whether you shift your hips to the side or maybe you walk your knees up. Keep those blocks nearby because as we lay down, we're going to come into a reclined bound angle. That means the soles of the feet are going to come together and knees are going to open wide to the side. So first, find your spine relaxed on the mat. Back of the head relaxes on the mat. And then knees bent, open those thighs nice and wide. If the outer edges of your thighs don't touch the floor, first, I like to press into the edges of my feet and just sort of Let my glutes move themselves out of the way. And then if you need to, you can slide your blocks underneath of your legs. Maybe you even walk or wiggle your toes closer towards the bottom of the mat because then you might not need that prop under your legs, but it's yin. So feel free to use that prop, even if it's just a little bit. And your arms can do whatever your arms want to do. Check out what's happening with your chin here. Whoa, is this our first time laying on our backs today? It is. Oh my goodness. So we just want to make sure that the chin isn't jutting up towards the ceiling, taking a little bit of pressure, pushing your chin towards your throat to get more length, more of the back of your head and neck towards the floor, and then come back to using your breath, one breath at a time, working to get as much of our vertebrae flat on the floor as we can. Last few breaths right here in your reclined bound angle. When you're ready, let's go ahead and bring the soles of the feet back down towards the floor. You might once again, once they're there, want to press into your feet and really relax your low back down. You can keep your blocks where they are. You might want them in just a moment. Go ahead, extend your right leg nice and long, extend arms out to the side, shift your hips to the left as you roll over to the right into your spine twist. So now that block is there and it can be supporting your shin in your spine twist. If you want an extra little stretch in your neck, option to turn twist, look in the opposite direction of your knees, or just find a space where your upper body feels comfortable and check out if there's that little turtling of your neck again. And can you create a little bit more length through the crown of your head? Come back to finding one spot to relax your eyes. If you turned and twisted your head in the opposite direction of your heart, bring your head back in line with your heart. And then let's slowly roll back over. Firmly plant both feet on the floor. Shift your hips to the right. Extend your left leg nice and long. And let's roll to the left side of the body for our spine twister. Presumably, your shin might have rolled over onto your block for some support here. And if you want that twist of your neck, now you can look in the opposite direction of your knees. Check out if your shoulders are coming up to choke your throat, and can you create a little bit of extra length once again, just stretching through your heel, stretching through the crown of your head, back to your breath. Almost time to return to laying on our backs. If you turned your head away from your heart, bring your head back in line with your heart, slowly roll to your back one more time. Once you get there, we're going to bring both of our knees to the chest. So back firmly planted on the floor, knees draw up towards your chest. They can be squeezed together or separate. Give yourself a couple circles in one direction, and then a couple circles in the opposite. One last stretch into those hips, knees come towards your chest, soles of the feet come up towards the ceiling, hands might come behind your knees. Maybe you can grab hold of your ankles. Maybe you can grab hold of your feet. I know I did not tell you that you needed to bring a strap today. So just find any version of happy baby that feels good. And if you'd still like to rock gently side to side, maybe kick one leg out for a little bit more of a stretch into your inner thighs or into your hamstrings, please do. This is going to be our last asana before we come into final savasana, and you have 1 minute to go right here. So if you need to rock side to side to make your back feel good, or just to get any extra shvilkies out so that you can create the most stillness in final savasana, now is the time to do it. And if you want or need to stay here a little bit longer, just rolling around, making yourself feel good, then you can. When you're ready, you can release the feet back down towards the floor and extend your legs nice and long, or maybe just tent your knees as you come into whatever version of final savasana honors you and your practice. When you do find your stillness, eyes closed, especially if you have not had your eyes closed the whole practice, and one breath at a time melt into your mat space. Even if each part of the back of your head, back of your shoulders, middle back, glutes, thighs, calves, only touch the mat once, go for it. 1 inch at a time, one vertebrae at a time. Find a little bit more heaviness of your body, your spine, your soul, your breath, your being into your mat space. If you set a positive intention for today's class, return to it, breathe it into your mind, into your heart, into existence. And if you didn't set a positive intention yet, it's never too late, because I just want to remind you that you're worth it. And if no one's told you today, you're special. And there truly is no one better to be than you. And you really are enough and you're amazing however you are today. I promise you that I appreciate you as you showed up. And I hope that you can find something inside of yourself that you too just feel so proud of, that you can appreciate. So bring that into your heart right now. Maybe even just bring a smile to your face. I hope you'll stay down here on the floor in your Savasana for as long as you need. And maybe that's longer than you want. But do take this time to reflect on the positive, continuing to think about something great that you did this week, maybe for yourself or maybe for someone else. So we are together again. I hope that you'll take time every day to think good thoughts, that you'll speak good words, not just to others, but to yourself, that you'll eat good foods and you'll do good deeds and you nourish yourself from the inside out. Thank yourself for creating this time for you. So special. When we invest in ourselves, we feel our best. And when we feel our best, we encourage others to also do the same and invest in themselves. So together as a community, we all improve. We all support each other, whether we are physically together or just emotionally doing the work. Thank you so much for coming and participating in today's practice, for enjoying some of my energy and putting yours out in the world as well. I hope, however long you stay down here, you have a wonderful rest of your practice and an even better rest of your day. As always, know that the light within me honors, sees, and is so thankful for the light in you. So please keep shining. Namaste.